Good morning, vlog. So, Hootie and I are coming to you live trying to figure out what is going on with my hair for the third day in a row. It's like very avian today. Still got some of the Ralph Zarek streaks in there. It's okay. We're going to throw it in the big fluffy hat, and that'll prevent any future embarrassment. Oh man, what's... It's like a Johnny Bravo thing going on. Like, hey, pretty mama, how you doing? Anyway, so you forget that the UK is like a tiny little island until you wake up to the sound of seagulls, and that's a pretty palpable reminder, actually. So let's find out what Monkeytron is doing this morning, get some breakfast, and now we're gonna go monster hunting. It's time to visit Loch Ness. Alright guys, so we just had breakfast at this place called Delikraft, and you forget, just like a quick anecdote. First off, I made my soda choice based on how pretty the girl on the bottle was. This is Gingerella. She is quite delicious, actually. Don't tell Coca-Cola. Shh. And then in addition, I'm pretty sure I had Gruyère's cheese in my ham and cheese, and so you just forget how much better like dairy products are over here than in the States. But that was a very, very pleasant breakfast surprise. Plus it was like light enough that I could eat everything. And now, finally, actually, monster hunting. So it's shameless tourist time. I'm sure you guys can tell where we are and what we're shopping for. Something to bring back home. You're welcome, Texas. Alright guys, so we're up in Loch Ness, and I'm pretty disappointed in these people. Like, it took me all of about 30 seconds. I found it. Done. Hundreds of years of monster hunting, just like that. I mean, I guess it takes one to know one, but it really wasn't that bad. It's just, it doesn't like moving a lot, so maybe that was what fooled them. It's very still. Alright guys, so like 3 things this segment. 1, I have a lot of respect for these people. Can you see them over there? There's a few people kayaking today, and I don't know. I don't mess with the freezing cold water that's only not frozen because it's moving. Unless Aaron makes me do it, in which case I whine incessantly. And then also we have danger. Keep out, bridge unsafe, which is interesting because if you need a sign to tell you that this bridge might not be the safest way to cross, that's interesting. You probably shouldn't be let outside the house without supervision. And then finally we have a GoFundMe going up for the same bridge pretty soon, because that's the world we live in now. Alright guys, so we made it. You can see here, Loch Ness. I thought it would look different. The only time I've ever seen Loch Ness is in that one Scooby-Doo special. It's quite good, actually, if you have not seen Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. Solid animation. Anyway, so it's according to Alice, the largest body of water in the UK, partially because of how incredibly deep it is. And in addition to being deep, it's murky. Now, I forgot my swimsuit, so I'm gonna have to save monster hunting for a little while later. But, I don't know, I imagine people get in the water. I just can't imagine what's wrong with them, to be completely honest. Alright guys, so 2 things. 1, we all decided to walk on these back, as we are not duck type individuals. It's proving to be very interesting. Also, there was a totodile back at Loch Ness, so in a small way, and we got him with an ultra ball, so we sort of caught the Loch Ness Monster. We do have to find some sort of Nessie souvenir for Addie, for an inside joke. Addie, if you're watching this, I'm gonna catch you a monster somewhere. Man, you look so silly when you combine the hood and the hat. That's hat joke number 4, guys. Okay guys, so the natural beauty of the highlands is really, really coming out. You can see that's like an actual pleasant sunny day. We had to freeze to earn it, but we've got it now, and you can see we're at Glenfinnan, where they have like this really neat free museum, complete with dioramas and historically accurate weapons and preservations of things. And so essentially there's this whole story that I had never heard before, but the basic premise is that the last time the English committed like full-on genocide, it was against the Scottish, crazily enough. So They had already conquered Scotland, and a guy named the Bonnie Prince Charlie, I think. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. Yeah, Bonnie Prince Charlie, which essentially just meant that he was very posh from overseas, had a claim to the Scottish throne, so he came, landed here, and was like, all right, let's see if all the clans of Scotland will rally around me and retake their homes. And so they did. And then as soon as they did, they moved down into England, and then England pushed back, which is kind of the entire history of the UK, is like fighting for being in control of the UK, and now it's the United Kingdom instead of a bunch of separate people trying to kill one another. And so it's interesting because this area is also where the Harry Potter train to Hogwarts comes through. So you have this whole like Scottish history and very rich culture on this side, and then you come through here and it's a bunch of, where would it be? It's like over here, and we've seen like Harry Potter tourists and stuff. And I'm interested in both, so I don't get to make fun of anybody, actually. Alrighty guys, so I climbed all the way up this, which is essentially just muddy peat dislodged by tourists, so that I could show you this, you know, while the sun's still out. And as cool as this is like the Scottish history side. This is also over here, pretty cool. If you're roughly my age in mortal years, you should recognize this. Alright, so we're back in Casa de Cara, and I want to share with you one thing before I go to bed. And this might be where I lose Cara's friendship, because I don't think she'll be embarrassed about it. She's just better at planning her days than even I am. So, first off, like, what up, Mr. Splashy? Who to fish? You to fish. He's pretty cool. I've become close with him as his new impromptu caretaker. But Cara over here has a to-do list, and maybe you'll be able to read it, but I'm gonna read it to you. And they're good. I've used them every morning that I've gotten up here, which is, I think, 3 times I've woken up here now. The to-do list is number 1, tidy. And when you're living out of 2 different suitcases, a suitcase and a duffel, tidying is important. And then number 2 is shower, and that one's pretty good. I normally do that before bed, so I check it off preeminently. Then we have number 3, pack for adventure, which is an excellent way to live your life. I try to do that my own self. And then number 4 is practice new hairstyles. So I'm gonna get right on that. I'm gonna find me some new hairstyles. I'm gonna practice them, try and get better at them. I think that's a good way to live. So with that, guys, I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. And good night. Day 3 done.